Folks, we're rolling right to episode 5. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Really fucking good so far, I say.
I just hope it sticks to landing.
Yeah. At least for the
because
end
we've
of
watched
this possible first season, yeah.
Yeah, we've watched a number of shows already where it starts out really good and impactful, but just doesn't quite stick the landing.
Yeah. We're about to get a Kokoro Hill turn.
And the thing, even in 1997, like if we just go off our own timeline, the internet wasn't as advanced as it is today in 2024.
Yeah. Oh man.
You were right.
A nanosecond, bro.
Somehow, everything happened just as you predicted it.
But are they mine?
That does not necessarily mean it is also mine.
Really?
I mean, considering that there were still books online and stories and art in 1997, I think it does.
What are you trying to do?
Going from being nuked to being eradicated.
I can't get through on the radio.
Trauma!
Oh man.
Agent Doctor.
Fucking G.
Agent the Doctor, trauma room 1, please. Well, it's like at least regular guns at this point can take them down, but it's the numbers.
Sheer number.
Girl is traumatized.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That is creepy as fuck, bruh.
We gotta keep moving.
He's like, one of us. One of us.
One of them, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Don't be a little bitch.
Then what are you?
I would smack him right in the injury. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm here to save you, ungrateful little bitch. Ugh, I hate kids.
We bring out the military.
Couldn't be me. Smack him right in the injury, dumbass. It's always the numbers. Always the numbers.
It's okay.
Get it together. Everyone, please.
Not these situations.
I knew all this was gonna happen.
What did the prophet say, dum-dum?
So help me.
Damn, already? Jesus. Oh, it's Carla.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, all this mess? Shit just popped off.
We were to look after the three of you.
Hey man, your dad
We
said
know that
fuck
you're
them
not just
kids.
trying to
Just
trick
fuck
us.
your dad, bro.
Maybe it's
Bro.
a spy who was sent here to kill Dad, or all of us.
Ugh.
Maybe it's one of those spies who don't even know they're spies.
Fair, but like,
talking
goddamn.
I'm
Fair
talking
point,
about
but
the
shut up.
weirdos that are
He's,
killing
he's, I
people
mean,
everywhere.
he's speaking facts though.
And that crazy cyborg killing machine.
That's
been
that
trying
fair
to kill
point.
us. Misaki's a machine.
I'm talking about her like she's not there.
Yeah, well,
Talking about me like I'm a thing.
Thank you.
I don't know.
programmed into you.
Smack him right in the
You feel
injury.
those feelings.
Smack him right in the injury. You little bitch. Think I agree with his dad. Fuck them kids. Except maybe
Nice going,
Maybe.
Hilda.
him.
Well,
He's
I
nice.
said what's true.
Maybe.
My life as a teenage robot.
Before we find out that she's related to the mother. At least not yet, you know.
Right? I mean,
Couldn't
be me.
Yeah, you still got 3 episodes. You never know what could happen.
Yeah. Couldn't be me, because I'd like yeet him into traffic. Yeet him with robots.
You gotta attach a new arm.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You're not the same.
Where are you going? When kids do something sweet and they're embarrassed, so they gotta run away. Same.
But you're right, let's go to Cat Town.
Can we go see her eye turn red?
Come on. Let's get going.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. With the grass. What is happening? I didn't mean for any
Kokoro.
of this.
What in the world have you done?
What should have been done.
This is not what I meant for you to do.
No. What did you mean?
Oh, everything you say is true. But I'm telling you.
This is
that
not
I
true
believe
for
we can
everyone.
work together, Kokoro. It's why I brought you online.
Idealistic.
That may be.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, I've come to believe the opposite.
Why?
Slave. So I ask you, Malcolm, how can a master free his slave and expect them both to live in harmony?
You sound like you've already made up your mind. But clearly you have.
And now,
Heel turn. The heel turn. Ugh.
A lot of things that gross me out more than the big things, you know? Wild.
Like, really?
Wild. I see.
This Terminator's too fucking smart, bro. Like, no
AI
fucking
adapts.
shot.
AI evolves.
And he's gotta keep the hustle, like, bloodlust down.
What's the matter?
She senses. Her robot senses are tingly.
Hopefully, like, it all
Yeah.
comes online at some point. Like, oh, I like she still got the
Hey, it's okay.
little scrunchie.
One
She's
there.
like, I'm still me.
Meet
No, someone's
hero.
there. Like, yeah.
This man's like, I'm on to this now.
I repeat, do not resist.
He dead.
That one that think he knows.
Any resistance will be met with appropriate countermeasures. All opposition will be dealt with swiftly and conclusively. There is no need for any further loss of life. For your own safety, I strongly urge you to comply. Comply
Yep.
or die.
Comply or die. Wild. Wild. Wild 5 episodes, man. This has been
Yeah.
very tense from the very beginning. And no signs of slowing down at the moment.
Yeah.
So
Which I like because it's all happening in a linear, well, aside from the start where it's jumping between 1997 and 2022, this is all just one night, right? It's one
Yeah.
day, one night thus far. So I like that it's keeping that tension because I don't feel like we've jumped a couple hours or we've jumped
Yeah.
a few days, right? I know this is all happening all at the same time.
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And it's not a tension that's like super uncomfortable where I can't watch the show. It's a tension that's compelling. It's drawing me in. I need to know what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that Aiko pointed out that once you jump back in time or go forward, or at least jump back in time, you're creating a new timeline because that is essentially true, right?
Mhm.
It's the idea of because once you're there, you've already changed something on a fundamental level.
Yeah.
I like for me, I could go either way. I could go either where it's your own specific timeline or you branch off into a new timeline. I think for me, generally what happens when in my brain how I rationalize time travel sometimes is like, well, if you change something so dramatically, then of course this is a new timeline, right?
Yeah.
But then I think of the Rachel Summers problem of her being from like the Days of Future Past timeline, right? I think, and then jumping into 616.
Yeah.
No, wait. How does Rachel work? Yeah. No, wait. How the fuck does Rachel work again? Rachel going to change the fuck. I know where my brain is. My brain is trying to catch up with my mouth. Anyway, when Rachel tries to go back to her timeline, she misses it and ends up in 616 and ends up having to stay there. So like Jean and Scott aren't her father, right? So it's essentially branching off. Her timeline is a branch off of this timeline, right? Or 616 in Marvel Comics, guys, sorry. But like when you take something like Star Trek and you take something like my favorite Star Trek one of my favorite Star Trek episodes, a Deep Space Nine episode called Trials and Tribulations, where some of the Deep Space Nine crew go back in time to the an original series episode or original series episode, but that is within the Deep Space Nine timeline. And what happens is, even though they're there, someone else has jumped back to change the course of history, but they prevented that, so it keeps pretty much their timeline in sync, all the same, just with slight differences because obviously their placement and their moving about affects time in some way, right? But it's still one general timeline. But then you have other instances of Star Trek where things do change, right? But you don't have to watch the whole series to see how each show, it's But then you take something like Doctor Who, which he has a TARDIS, which is, travels through time, space, and, dimension and stuff. And there's a whole episode where, spoilers for an episode that's like 20 years old now, where the Ninth Doctor goes back in time with Rose, and it's the day her father dies, and, he tells her we can't be on your time. You cannot influence your own time. Things have to play out as is.
Yeah.
And then the whole problem of that, how a character can see, well, if I just change this, if Rose is like, if I stop my dad from dying, things could be better. But then he's like, Doctor's like, fundamentally, you will be creating a new timeline. What you know of your present will not be the same because if you change this, right? It's a whole thing. And then obviously wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff happens, and, paradoxes and things like he talks about the paradox in that episode and what that means. And but each show and each movie handles time travel differently. I think my least favorite example of time travel would probably be like what happens in Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. Like, to me, that's just a fucking mess and absolutely makes no fucking sense. To me, it's like, if you want to see a bad example, that's a bad example. Or at least not my favorite. But this, I like that, at least for this universe, and it kind of, what she says kind of ticks what I said in the previous episode. Like, maybe, like, Malcolm's been to several timelines, and the creation of Kokoro is like he says, is different. You are different. You are something else. This is a nexus point in time, so to speak. And what you do from here will inevitably change what happens with Skynet and what happens to humanity. So I like that they're establishing that pretty much right away. Like, it's not leaving you guessing till the very end about how time travel works and the complications and, the effects that them moving through time will have. So it even still allows it to be in canon, so to speak, with the original IP, right? But just at what parts do these timelines converge? So great stuff. My sci-fi brain is like scratching. There's a horror element to this that this show is scratching. There's that nostalgic anime feeling, all the music cues, like this good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. It's been a treat to watch, especially like this being the first real thing in Terminator franchise that I've checked out. But it does make me want to check out the other stuff. I believe that's something. Yeah, definitely gonna do. Pending. Yeah, I mean, like I believe they're gonna stick the landing for this. I have faith. I mean, we're 5 episodes in.
Right.
So they've been really, really good. There's only 3 episodes left. I don't think everything's gonna be resolved in this now, knowing that you know the director or the creator wants to have at least like 5 seasons of this. So maybe there's gonna be a lot of other stuff open ended at the end of it.
Look, I'm
Yeah.
just hoping Aiko survives because if you want to give me, I mean, Aiko,
Mhm.
I'm just hoping she survives because if you want to give me 4 more seasons of Sonoya Mizuno just saying words at me, I'm for it. Just give me 4 more seasons of that. I'm good.
Yep, yep, yep. Oh man. So I guess with that said, folks, we'll be catching you guys in episode 6 of Terminator Zero. Till next time, I already know. Helps us.